Welcome to Freelance Under the Hood, the podcast where we take a close look under the hood of the freelance world. I'm your host, Al Calder, a freelance writer and audiobook narrator. I'm here to help you with your freelance journey, whether you're just starting out or looking to ramp up your freelance game. You're in the right place. Hey everyone, welcome to our look under the hood of freelancing platforms. It's kind of like we're about to open up a treasure chest, all these different sites where you can connect with clients and really make those awesome skills of yours shine. We dug into tons of guides and comparisons, even some wild stories from freelancers who've been doing this forever. So consider this your cheat sheet to the whole freelancing landscape. It's pretty amazing how much this whole thing has blown up. I mean, freelancing isn't just a side hustle anymore. It's a global movement, and these platforms are like the backbone of it all. Totally mind-blowing how many platforms are out there. You got the big names, of course, like Upwork and Freelancer, but then there's also all these niche sites, like if you're a graphic designer, there's 99 Designs, or if you're into voiceover work, there's voices.com. So many choices. Where do you even start? Well, I think the first thing you've got to figure out is what you want to offer. Are you like a word wizard who can write incredible blog posts, or maybe you're a coding ninja who can build websites like it's nothing? Or maybe you're just a super organized person, the kind of person who can handle any task thrown at them. So it's like you're figuring out your freelancing superpower. Once you got a handle on what you bring to the table, then you can start checking out platforms. Then focus on those areas that make sense. So let's say you're a writer and you're ready to dive into this whole freelancing thing. Where would you even begin? Well, for writers who are really into content creation, a good one to look at is Writer Access. Clients can rate your work, which can be super helpful when you're just starting out. It helps you build credibility, like a built-in reputation booster. But what if you want to do more than just writing? What if you're ready to tackle a whole bunch of different types of projects? Then you might want to check out Upwork. It's a giant. Tons of users and clients. Jobs in just about every category you can imagine. Writing and editing, web development, even marketing gigs. It's kind of a one-stop shop for freelancers. With a site that big, though, there's some serious competition. Upwork uses this bidding system, so freelancers submit proposals and basically compete for projects, like an online auction. You have to stand out from the crowd to get noticed. So you can't just have the skills, you've got to be able to sell yourself too. No matter what platform you're on, having a strong profile and a killer portfolio, that's crucial if you're going to make a great first impression. Speaking of portfolios, let's talk about freelancer.com, another one of the big players. They have this really cool contest feature, especially for creative types. Freelancer.com is similar to Upwork in a lot of ways, tons of users and a wide range of projects. The contests are a great way to get your name out there and build up your portfolio. It's like a proving ground where you can showcase your skills and maybe even attract some big name clients. So we've got these massive platforms with tons of opportunity, but it can get pretty competitive. There are definitely pros and cons to each one. There's no single platform that's going to be perfect for everybody. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses, and finding the best fit really depends on you, your skills, your goals, and how you like to work. So if we're talking about finding the right platform for the right freelancer, how about we break it down one by one? What are some things people should know about each of these sites? Let's start with Upwork, since it's one of the largest and most well-known. As I mentioned, Upwork is like a global giant. It connects millions of freelancers and clients from all over the world. They have work in just about every category you can think of. A great place to start if you're just looking to see what's out there. It's pretty impressive, but with all those freelancers out there, it can get insanely competitive, especially if you're just starting out. You really need to make sure you have a polished profile and a strong portfolio. You need to stand out from the crowd, and you also need to get comfortable with that bidding system. You'll be sending out proposals, really highlighting why you're the best choice for the job. So Upwork is for those who are up for a challenge and ready to really put themselves out there. Think of it like applying for a regular job, but instead of sending your resume to a company, you're sending proposals to clients on the platform. So Upwork is a great option for those who are comfortable with competition and confident in their ability to market themselves. How about freelancer.com? What makes it stand out? Freelancer.com has a lot in common with Upwork. Huge numbers of users, wide range of projects, and yeah, they've got that competitive bidding system. But one thing that sets them apart is their preferred freelancer program. It's basically a way for the top freelancers to get access to better projects, higher paying projects, and just more visibility on the platform in general. So it's kind of like a VIP club for freelancers. And even if you're brand new to freelancing, it gives you something to aim for. You can work your way up and earn that recognition. It's all about leveling up your freelance game. So freelancer.com is a good fit for those who are in it for the long haul, ready to put in the work and build their reputation. Now, what about Fiverr? Fiverr is interesting. It's built around the concept of gigs, which are basically services offered at fixed prices. It all started with everything priced at $5, but these days you can offer your services at a range of prices, and it's known for being super user-friendly, especially for creative professional people who want to offer really specific services in a clear way. No more haggling over rates. Just set your prices and clear expectations. It makes things a lot easier for both freelancers and clients. So Fiverr can be a great starting point for someone who's new to freelancing. People who want to keep things simple, especially if you're good at packaging your skills into a nice little offering. But what if you're a seasoned pro? You've been doing this for a while and you're looking for high-end clients and projects. If you want to play in the big leagues, you should check out Toptal. They're known for being super exclusive. They only accept the top 3% of applicants. Now that's intense. Their screening process is so rigorous that clients are guaranteed to get the best of the best in fields like software development, design, and finance. So if you can make it through that screening process, you're basically guaranteed to be working with top-tier clients and getting paid top dollar. It's the ultimate platform for freelancers who are at the top of their game. But be prepared because the competition to get into Toptal is fierce. Okay, so we've got Upwork for the go-getters, freelancer.com for those who are building their freelance career, Fiverr for people who like to keep things simple, and Toptal for the elite. What other platforms are out there? Well, there's Guru. They focus a lot on collaboration and project management. They have this cool feature called Workrooms, which is basically a dedicated space for managing projects and communicating with clients. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? And Guru's membership model gives you access to tools and resources, things that can help you run your freelance business more efficiently. Guru is for the collaborators, the organizers, the people who love clear communication and structure. What about those who prefer shorter gigs or those that are looking for more local opportunities? If you're into the gig economy and you like the idea of quick one-off projects, then you should look into TaskRabbit. They connect freelancers with clients who need help with stuff around the house. Furniture assembly, house cleaning, running errands. It's all about local on-demand services. It's so convenient, and it's a great way for freelancers to set their own hours and work on projects that fit their schedule. Flexibility and convenience are key with TaskRabbit. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground, from the giants like Upwork and freelancer.com to niche sites like Writer Access and even local services like TaskRabbit. We've got a pretty good feel for how these platforms work and what makes each one unique. But how do you actually take all of this information and build a successful freelance career? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's exactly what we'll be diving into in this next part of our look under the hood of freelance platforms. Stay tuned, folks. We're about to unlock the secrets to freelancing success. So let's say you've spent some time exploring all these different freelancing platforms, and you're ready to ditch the 9-to-5 grind and become your own boss. But before you jump in head first, I think we need to talk about how to actually thrive in this whole freelance world. Like, how do you make this a real career and not just a side hustle? It's a really important question. Building a successful freelance career goes beyond just having the skills to do the work. You need a whole other set of skills that are just as important. One of the most important things is communication. You need to be able to clearly communicate your value to clients, understand what they need, and manage their expectations throughout the project. You're kind of like a bridge right between the client's vision and the final product. Make sense? You also need to be really responsive to your clients. Keep them in the loop. Nobody likes to be left wondering what's going on with their project. So clear and consistent communication. That's like the foundation of a solid freelance career. What else is important? Time management. That's a big one. As a freelancer, you're your own boss, which means you're in charge of setting your own schedule, juggling multiple projects, and meeting all those deadlines. If that sounds like a lot of responsibility, that's because it is. It's tempting to get distracted when you're working from home. It definitely can be. That's why it's so important to develop some good time management strategies. You could use a project management tool, create a daily to-do list, or just set clear boundaries between work time and personal time. Find what works best for you. Make sense? Oh, and stick to it. Communication and time management, those are definitely key. What else should freelancers have in their toolkit? You also need to be adaptable and resourceful. The freelance landscape is always changing. New technologies, new trends popping up all the time. You've got to be able to roll with the punches and embrace new challenges. So freelancers need to be chameleons, blending in with different projects and client styles, right? And being resourceful is super important. If you run into a problem you don't know how to solve, you have to be able to figure it out. Search for online tutorials, reach out to other freelancers for advice, or just experiment until you find a solution. So we've got communication, time management, adaptability, and resourcefulness. Those are some great foundational skills. But what about the practical stuff? How do you actually find clients and land those amazing projects? Well, the platforms we talked about earlier are a great place to start. They're specifically designed to connect freelancers with clients who are actively looking for help. Think of them like virtual marketplaces. You can showcase your skills and attract potential clients. It's like having a storefront for your freelance services, but instead of a brick and mortar shop, it's all online. I think that's a perfect analogy. And once you've chosen your platform, the next step is to create an awesome profile. Okay, let's talk profiles. What makes a profile stand out? How do you grab a client's attention? First impressions are everything. So you want to make sure your profile looks professional, polished, and engaging. Start with a high-quality headshot, a photo that shows you at your best. Smile, look approachable, let your personality shine through. You gotta have a great smile. What about the rest of the profile? You need a good bio, something that highlights your skills, experience, what makes you unique. Think of it as your elevator pitch. You want to grab their attention and leave them wanting more. So we've got a friendly face and a captivating bio. What else is essential for your portfolio? This is where you really let your work speak for itself. Choose projects that show off your skills and expertise and present them in a visually appealing way. Make it easy to navigate. It's like curating your own online gallery, but instead of paintings, you're showcasing your best work. Make sense? And make sure your portfolio is mobile friendly. That way potential clients can view it on any device. Okay, the profile's looking good, but how do we actually get those dream projects? Most platforms have job boards or project marketplaces. That's where clients post what they're looking for. So it's like browsing the classifieds, but for freelancing gigs. When you find a project that looks interesting, you usually submit a proposal outlining your approach, your qualifications, and your rates. So you have to craft a really persuasive pitch, something that convinces the client you're the perfect person for the job. This is where those communication skills really come into play. You need to tailor your proposal to the specific needs of the project and highlight what you bring to the table. It's like a business proposal, but instead of trying to impress a potential partner, you're trying to win over a potential client. You could compare it to being on a first date. You want to be confident, enthusiastic, and genuinely interested in what the other person has to say. All right, so let's say you've sent an awesome proposal and the client is impressed. What happens next? If they like what they see, they'll usually reach out to discuss the project in more detail. It's like a second date. Instead of going to a restaurant, you're hopping on a video call or exchanging emails to hash out the details. This is your chance to really shine. Ask clarifying questions. Show that you understand the project and reinforce why you're the best person for the job. So it's like a mini interview. But instead of trying to land a full-time job, you're securing a freelance project. And if everything goes well, you'll move on to negotiate the contract. This includes things like the scope of the work, deadlines, and of course, payment terms. Ah yes, the money talk. That can sometimes be a little awkward, but it's important to be upfront about your rates. Make sure you're being fairly compensated for your time and expertise. Know your worth, freelancers. And don't be afraid to negotiate. It's very common in the freelance world. Okay, so we've talked about building a killer portfolio, writing persuasive proposals, nailing those client interviews, and negotiating contracts. What other pearls of wisdom do I have for aspiring freelance superstars? One of the biggest things to remember is that building a successful freelance career takes time and effort. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You need to be patient, persistent, always looking for ways to improve your skills and grow your network. It's like tending a garden. You have to nurture those client relationships, cultivate new skills, and weed out any self-doubt or negativity that might creep in. Just like a garden, your freelance career will flourish if you give it the care and attention it deserves. So how do you stay motivated, organized, and, relatively sane in the often chaotic world of freelancing? It's a great question, and something we'll be talking about in the final part of our look under the hood of freelance platforms. We'll cover things like building a sustainable freelance lifestyle, avoiding burnout, and staying ahead of the curve in this crazy gig economy. Stay with me. I'm about to share the secrets to creating a freelance life you love. We've talked about the platforms, the skills, really the whole shebang. But now, how do we take all of this and turn it into a freelance lifestyle that actually works? Something that's sustainable, fulfilling, and maybe even enjoyable. That's the goal, isn't it? To create a freelance life that you love. And one of the best things about freelancing is the freedom and flexibility it gives you. You don't always get that with a traditional 9-to-5, but I guess with that freedom comes responsibility. You have to create that work-life balance yourself. Make sense? You're building your dream career from the ground up, but you're also the one making sure the whole thing doesn't fall apart. So where do we even begin? Well, one of the most important things is setting boundaries, like drawing a line in the sand between work time and personal time. You need to establish clear work hours, have a designated workspace, and communicate those boundaries to your clients. Let them know when you're available and, just as importantly, when you're not. So no more checking emails at midnight or taking calls during family dinner. It's all about setting realistic expectations and respecting your own time. It can also help to create little rituals, things that help you transition between work mode and personal time. So maybe a quick yoga session to start the day, or an evening walk to unwind after work. Find what helps you switch gears and make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. Boundaries should be officially on your to-do list. What else is important for making this whole freelancing thing work? Never stop learning. The freelance world is constantly changing. New technologies, new clients, it can feel overwhelming. Sometimes it's like trying to drink from a fire hose, but that's also part of what makes it so exciting. Okay, so how do you keep up with it all without getting completely overwhelmed? Well, you just have to embrace it. Make time for professional development, whether it's taking online courses, going to industry events, or even just reading blogs and articles. It's all about investing in yourself. Hone your skills, expand your knowledge, and don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. Try something new. You never know where it might lead you. Learning is like fuel for the freelance engine. What else should we add to the mix? I would say building a strong support network is really important. Freelancing can be kind of isolating sometimes, so connecting with other people who get it, that can make a huge difference. It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad. Other freelancers who can celebrate your wins with you and offer support when things get tough. Having that sense of community, learning from others' experiences, and being able to get advice when you need it, it's invaluable. So, where do you find these awesome freelance comrades? They're everywhere. Online communities, social media groups, local meetups, co-working spaces. And don't underestimate the power of finding a mentor. Someone who's been there and done that. Someone who can offer guidance based on their own experience. So we've got boundaries, continuous learning, and a strong support network. Now it's time for my final words of wisdom for anyone that's ready to take that freelance leap. Here it is. Remember to celebrate the wins, no matter how big or small. Acknowledge your accomplishments. Give yourself credit for all the hard work you're putting in. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and forget to look back and see how far you've come. Take some time to reflect on your progress. Enjoy those moments of success and reward yourself for all your hard work. Here's to all the amazing freelancers out there, building their dreams one project at a time. And remember, the world of freelancing is always changing. Stay curious, keep learning, and embrace those challenges. The possibilities are endless. And that wraps up this look under the hood of the world of freelancing platforms. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring. Now go out there and make it happen. Until next time. Thanks for tuning in to Freelance Under the Hood. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a review. It helps more freelancers like you find the show. Got questions or topics you want covered? Reach out to me at remoteofficeworld.com. You can also find the link in the bio. Until next time, keep on freelancing your way to freedom.